Vicky Soto, Louisville, Kentucky.
Welcome, Vicki. We're so happy to have you on our call. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Sue Ryan. I'm one of your guest speakers tonight.
Well, hi, Sue. Heard a lot about you. Glad to have you on the call. Rosie.
Marvin Wright from Detroit.
Welcome, Detroit. Detroit in the house. Welcome to the call,
from Detroit.
Welcome. Please announce yourself and tell us where you're calling from. Represent now.
Benita Johnson from Waldorf, Maryland.
Welcome, Maryland. I hear a lot of people chiming in. Give us your name and tell us where you're calling from. Don't be shy. All right, thank you. Welcome to the call. Time those chimes. Give us your name. Tell us where you're calling from. Our call's going to get started in just a few minutes. We're waiting for our wonderful host who's going to really shake it up for us tonight. So make sure you're known. We want to know who's there. We want to know who we're talking to.
All right, Dr. Rosie, thank you so much. Can you hear me okay?
I do.
All right, let me mute out the chimes here real quick. This is Mr. T. Want to welcome everyone to the Show Me the Money call tonight. We're going to have an amazing call. Please send out those last-minute texts to all your friends, your prospects. You do not want to miss this call, and you don't want anybody else to miss this call. Real quick, I just want to do a mic check. Is Susan Rex Ryan, are you on the host line?
Here.
All right. All right.
Hi, I'm here.
Yes. Okay. All right. Are you on the host line?
Yes.
All right. Fantastic. Folks, we're going to go ahead and get this show on the road. Let me mute out the line. And again, want to thank you all for your patience. 1 second.
The conference is now in presentation mode. Your line is muted.
Folks, again, welcome to the Show Me the Money call. This is going to be our only Show Me the Money call for this week. And I heard a lot of people chiming in, and I received a lot of texts already. And I want to thank our special guest, Miss Susan Rex Ryan, for a last-minute request to come on our call. We've heard you on several other calls, and just so happy and excited to have you on our call tonight. We will have a product overview, following Susan Rex Ryan, and then we'll talk a little bit about the money, and we have a few testimonials. But, Susan, I know you have a radio show that you have to get on here shortly, so we're going to bring you up first. And for those of you who've never heard of Susan, just to let you know, she is the author of award-winning book titled Defend Your Life. It's about the awesome health benefits of vitamin D, including the potential prevention of chronic medical conditions, including autism, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and multiple sclerosis. Her health articles have also been published on Hormones Matter and Lucene Health Sciences website and in Choice magazine. She's also been featured on ABC's The Morning Blend television show, as well as radio shows across the country, talking about vitamin D. Like I said, her her credentials are a mile long, and I actually can take up the whole call with that, Susan, but just so privileged and honored to have you on our call tonight. And why don't you just take it away and maybe explain the benefits of vitamin D? Feel free to talk about your book as well, but the show is yours. Take it away, Susan.
Mr. T, thank you so much for having me. It's a great pleasure to be on your show, and I'm absolutely delighted. And here's one of the reasons is that everyone needs to understand the benefits of vitamin D3. About 7 years ago, I was feeling just terrible. Couldn't even get out of bed, and when I did, like doing one load of laundry was a huge accomplishment. I mean, it was just pitiful. And I took it upon myself to say, I'm responsible for my health, and I need to find out what is wrong. And I was in my early 50s. There, of course, are hormonal imbalances and that kind of thing for actually men and women, usually at that time. But one of the key answers that I found was vitamin D. And I think most of us have heard about vitamin D. We think of it as a sunshine vitamin, which is very true. But I'd like to, if I may, talk a bit about the only real vitamin D. And one of the reasons I'd like to do that is I'm very active on social media. And I tell you, Mr. T, virtually every single day, someone comes on and says, oh, I'm taking my vitamin D now. My doctor just wrote me a prescription, and it's 50,000 international units a week. Well, immediately my red flag goes up, and I ask, well, is it vitamin D2 or D3? Well, a lot of people really don't know the answer to that either. They say, well, let's see, I'm looking, and it's a long word. It starts with an E, R, G, O. It's ergocalciferol, which is vitamin D2, which is not a form of vitamin D that is recognized by our bodies. And it just, I get so frustrated, but I know I'm doing the right thing in terms of address this in my book, Defend Your Life. And I do this almost on a daily basis, communicating to folks who are just new to vitamin D, and believe me, most people are. And they think, gee, my doctor gave me a prescription. Oh, my golly, I must take it. And what they don't realize is that vitamin D2 is probably going to do nothing for them. And usually the protocol is 8 to 12 weeks on this. So they miss 2 or 3 months when they're vitamin D deficient, and they think they're helping themselves because they have this prescription. And it is not vitamin D3. And to our folks in the audience tonight, just want to emphasize vitamin D3 or cholecalciferol, but D3 is the way to go with this. That is the only real vitamin D. And it's important that everyone knows that and that they need to take that vitamin, not the other ones. And there are many scientific studies that have proven that D3 is much more effective than D2. So that's one point I'd like to share with you all. And Mr. T, you suggested that I talk about benefits. I was just blown away when I started realizing how low my vitamin D level was. I went to the doctor and got a test, and it was a pathetic 24 nanograms per milliliter. And I went, oh my goodness. I live in Las Vegas, where thankfully we have gorgeous weather most of the year, including a lot of sunshine. And even though I'm out and about, I'm certainly not afraid of the sun. My levels were very low. And subsequently, I've been able to get them well over 100. I've been hovering around 150 nanograms per milliliter over the past few years. And I just feel so much better. So, golly, there's a lot I could talk about. One basic question I think people have is, well, how do you know whether you need vitamin D or not? Well, really, the bottom line answer is virtually everyone does. And there are about 1 billion, that's the world right now, who are vitamin D deficient. And it's really a shame because we were meant to get vitamin D from the sun. But as we have evolved, we live an indoor lifestyle. We're inside, we're in air conditioning, then we go into an air-conditioned car or public transportation, then to an air-conditioned office, et cetera. You know, it's just a vicious cycle. We're just not in direct sunlight as much as we were meant to be, as because our bodies are designed to take in vitamin D, and that's vitamin D3. So what do? Well, there isn't much vitamin D3 in food either, unless you eat pounds and pounds of wild fish each day, which I don't think most of us do these days. So it's supplementation, and anymore, the recommendations are starting to creep up because more and more of the scientific and medical community, they're realizing that we need to increase our vitamin D supplementation to get our levels up to protect us. That leads into benefits. Well, protect us from what? Anything from daily aches and pains, especially lower back pain. I used to spend my time in the evenings with a heating pad on my back and taking Advil. And once I got my vitamin D3 levels up, that didn't happen anymore. Those are some of the more minor things. There is certainly some protection from contagious diseases such as influenza and colds. Quite honestly, I don't think it's 100%, but there's some science there that will support that. And that really says, it helps bolster your immune system, which I definitely think it does. Anti-cancer effects are phenomenal. Just that alone, I think everybody ought to be running out and supplementing with vitamin D3. There is a lot of science out there to suggest that vitamin D3 will protect you from a wide variety of cancers, but most specifically breast cancer, colorectal cancer, and prostate cancer is where we have the most evidence to support that. But in understanding how vitamin D works, and that is vitamin D helps with prevent cell differentiation and cell proliferation, and enhances the effect that cells die naturally, the way they're intended to die. So the anti-cancer effects are really phenomenal. I think that's one of the biggest selling points, if you will, for vitamin D3. And I could go on and on, Mr. T, but basically what happened with me is I started going to medical conferences and earning continuing medical education credits and really finding out for myself, what is this all about? And I was just blown away. I was absolutely blown away by the science that's out there. And I'll tell you, from that time, 6-7 years ago, there's even a lot more science out there now that supports the benefits of vitamin D3. And so I thought, what can I do to let people know? I almost felt like, gee, I have this secret, and people need to know this. This isn't right that so many people are suffering from a wide variety of diseases, or even if it's just, a head cold that's going to ruin somebody's vacation or their presentation or family event. Why not help people find out about this amazing nutrient and live a better life? So I decided to write a book, and it was it took me a few years. It was certainly an effort to do so, but what drove me was getting the word out to folks. So my book is called Defend Your Life. In other words, it's a play on vitamin D. And to defend, if you notice, I didn't say defend your health. I said defend your life, because to me, good health is so important to your life, to you, to your family, to your work environment, and to your quality of life. I just think it's so incredibly important. So the book, my book was published last year, and it's readily available on Amazon. It's actually available around the world. It's priced, I think, very competitively, and especially on Amazon, you'll find the best prices there for it. There's a print copy, a paper copy, or an electronic copy that you can get from Amazon. And I think the ebook right now is $2.99, and that can be downloaded to a Kindle, to your phone or to your laptop. So, you know, it's I think when you think about it, for that amount of money, you'll see all the science and defend your life. So what I basically did in the beginning of the book was explain, this is what vitamin D is, this is how it works in your body, and I also explained some of vitamin D's partners. But then the heart of the book is really the benefits. So I go disease by disease, say autism, and then I go into the evidence for autism. Multiple sclerosis is probably one of the most well-backed by science diseases that I believe could be prevented by pregnant women having adequate vitamin D levels, quite frankly. Like I said, I could go on and on, but how are we doing here on time? I haven't even looked.
We're doing good. We're doing good. And I wanted you, if that's okay, you know, you're doing perfectly fine. You mentioned 4 types of cancer, the 4 or 5 that vitamin D really has a strong impact in regards to fighting. What were those cancers again?
Well, there are really 3 that I feel very confident about. And those cancers are breast cancer, prostate cancer, and colorectal cancer. But as I said, Mr. T, I know, wow. You know, actually, you just reminded me of something. Last month, as I think we all were quite aware, was Breast Cancer Awareness Month for, I guess October has been for about the past 30 years. And I decided, you know, I had seen so much pink everywhere. Everywhere you look, I saw pink, including, you know, I'm a sports fan and watching NFL games and the pink shoes and pink towels and all that. And I thought, doggone it, vitamin D3 can do so much to reduce one's risk of breast cancer. And there's science out there suggesting that vitamin D3 can even treat early stages of breast cancer. So I wrote an article on it, and I know, you know, some of your fine folks, you know, have shared that article, and in fact, Melissa Honeybee and Pat Lowe talked to me last week on one of the 10 calls about that article. So what I'm saying is, I wrote the book, Defend Your Life, but I also have written a lot of articles that are widely available on the internet, including my website, which is smilinsoupubs.com. I'll spell that M as in Mary, ILIN, Sue Pubs, just one stream.com. And really probably one of the easiest ways to find me and what I've written about is just to Google my full name. So that's Susan Rex, R-E-X, Bryan. If you Google that, you know, everything and anything will be brought up on your screen about me, and you can see, you know, I have dozens of free articles out there, and also, of course, my book, Defend Your Life. But I thank you so much for having me on the air. What other questions can I answer for you?
You know, I think you gave us a first call. I think it was great here for the Show Me the Money call. We're going to probably set this up in episode format. So this will be our first episode. And we'll bring you back again probably in another 2 weeks or something like that. And I so appreciate Melissa Honeybee reaching out to you. I think it was her son's birthday party, so she couldn't get on to introduce you. But thank you for, for such a short notice, just jumping on our call and sharing some information regarding D3. And I tell you, just the 2 cancers you mentioned, prostate and breast cancer. I mean, how many of us know people who are dealing or already had a bout with these diseases, and, what could D3 do for them? So thank you for highlighting that, sharing with us a little information about your books, and we're going to save the rest. Like I said, we're going to break it down in episodes and just stretch this out. We're going to milk you for what it's worth, Susan. So Thank you so much for your time. I know you have a radio show that you have to jump on, but thank you for taking time, folks, all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada, one of the top vitamin D experts. She's part of the Vitamin D Council. Thank you again, Susan. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Mr. T, for having me, and I wish everyone a great evening. And thank vitamin D.
Yes, yes,
vitamin
indeed.
D3.
Yes.
D3.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thanks. And what we'll do now is segue over to Sherry Reed from North Carolina. And Sherry, I guess probably the first product you're going to share with everyone out of our 5 sprays might be the vitamin D, which contains our D3. So Sherry Reed, one of our leaders on the East Coast, doing such a great job. Her testimony is just simply phenomenal. Sherry, come to the line, please, and share with everyone our 5 amazing sprays here at Team Effort Network.
Hey, Mr. T, I'll be more than happy to, because after listening to Susan, I didn't think I could get more excited, but I think I am. And that's because 10 products have the best delivery system out there. We have an intraoral method of absorption, and it's used in the oral vitamin sprays. It's been shown to be up to 98% effective, whereas the physician's desk reference shows that vitamins and minerals in pill form are only absorbed by the body by 10% to 15%. So that's a big difference. I'm going to start out with vitamin D, our D Power, which is our vitamin D3 spray. And there's not much more I can say about it after what Susan did, but I will say it's often called the sunshine vitamin. Vitamin D3 is actually not a vitamin at all, but rather it's a hormone, and it's produced by our body when stimulated by the sunlight. For various reasons, a lot of us are no longer able to produce the necessary amount of vitamin, and these reasons include where we live, using suntan lotions, SPF products of 30 or more, fewer fresh foods consumed that would naturally provide the vitamin, and certain medical conditions that deplete the vitamin with use of pharmaceuticals, along with many other factors. The problem is that most of us are not spending enough time in the sun for our bodies to produce the vitamin D we need, and our foods no longer provide what we need. It promotes healthy bones, largely by promoting the absorption of calcium. It's also a blockbuster for fighting 17 cancers, like we just heard, so that's pretty exciting. Next, we have our B Boost, and that contains 3 B vitamins. That's going to be B6, B3, and B12. B vitamins are essential for growth, development, and a variety of other bodily functions. They play a major role in the activities of enzymes, proteins that regulate chemical reactions in the body, and these are important in turning food into energy and other needed substances. With proper B vitamins in our system, we could have, without proper vitamin B vitamins in our systems, we could have digestive issues, anxiety, dermatitis, and on and on. And there are several people right now being misdiagnosed with illnesses that could be treated with simple B Boost that would level out their imbalances, and they would no longer have to be like on prescriptions and stuff. Our next spray is our weight loss spray, and that's Slim by 10. And I tell you what, you use a Slim by 10, you are going to get slim. And you'll get slim probably in 10, because I know that I'm melting and my husband's melting and other people I know are melting with this stuff. There's 5 breakthrough weight loss management ingredients: green coffee extract, African mango, Garcinia cambogia, green tea extract, Caralluma fimbriata, and Slim by 10 is a revolutionary way to curb your appetite, block fat, and support a healthy metabolism. And then we have our Super 10. It's a powerful blend of 10 superfoods, antioxidants, minerals, and nutrients for optimum health. It's a perfect formula of some of the world's most beneficial health and wellness ingredients to help enhance vitality, immunity, and mental clarity. To help you feel like the perfect 10, the ingredients include aloe vera, maki berry, goji berry, acai berry, and green tea extract. It's a powerful antioxidant blend that your body really needs. And last but not least is our newest kid on the block, and that's Cell Energy. And it's a powerful combination of ingredients. It has glutathione, which is the mother of all antioxidants. It's the most important molecule you need to stay healthy and to prevent disease. We have resveratrol, and that helps the body undo a lot of damage caused by aging, especially at the level of the DNA. In other words, it helps prevent disease. It also has alpha lipoic acid in it, naturally occurring fatty acid that can be found in every cell of your body, and there it plays a crucial role in the energy production. There's also natural caffeine in our cell energy, and that's just used as an energy booster, about the amount of caffeine as a quarter cup of coffee would have. With cell energy's combination of ingredients, they play a critical role in protecting cells from oxidative stress and maintaining an immune system. It's the secret to preventing aging, cancer, heart disease, dementia, and it's necessary to treat everything from autism to Alzheimer's. And there are more than 89,000 articles written about glutathione right now. And your doctor doesn't know how to address the epidemic of this deficiency. But guess what? 10 does. So, Mr. T, that's all I got to say about the products, but I think that's pretty darn good.
Absolutely. I'm listening to you talk, and share the products. And, folks, those of us who've been around this industry for a while, you can attest to what I'm getting ready to share. There have been companies, or actually I'll put it to you like this. You can actually just build one network marketing company off of just one of our sprays that we have. The D3, our D-Power. We just heard about it. Simply amazing. I've got notes written all over my paper here about the D3 and the different cancers and so forth and so on. And then the cell energy that you just talked about. I was on the phone earlier today with Pastor Del Wafer, and we were talking about Trinidad and how, that country is so in tune with glutathione, and they're just blown away that we actually have glutathione in a spray format. So we have 5 unbelievable sprays. But you know what? I can't let you get away so easy without sharing a little bit of your testimony. Just take 2 seconds. And just share a little bit about, maybe how you lost weight or even, wearing a dress for the first time and how many years. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you just to share a little bit of that before you go.
Sure, I'll be happy to. Yeah, I started the sprays April 19th, and so far I'm down 60 pounds, but a whole lot more inches than 60 pounds would show. The scales kind of slowed down, but the inches are still melting off, and that's great news. I did dress up for Halloween for the first time in probably 20 years. This year with my husband. We were Mr. and Miss Frankenstein. So that was really fun. It's really just giving me my life back. I'm living my life with my husband now. I'd stopped doing that for many, many years, and I was just talking to somebody today about how amazing it is to be living life and to not be letting weight get in the way because the weight's going away. And I want to say this about the cell energy and the autism to Alzheimer's statement I made. My mother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in March. She started on the sprays in April. In June, late June, her scan showed no sign of Alzheimer's, but that previous scan in March showed the Alzheimer's. So I've got an MRI showing that. She did start on the sprays in April. I can't say definitively anything, but you can, use your imagination. Yeah. And the testimonies go on and on and on and on with my family and myself personally. So I could talk all night like you were talking about. We could talk forever and never shut up about these sprays.
Wow. Life-changing. Thank you so much, Miss Sherry Reed. You keep up the great work out there in North Carolina. Awesome job tonight. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Folks, you're welcome. Folks, I'm going to do just take a few little seconds here and just talk a little bit about the compensation plan, because I know we have a lot of brand new listeners. I'm already getting texts from different people from coast to coast already about the information that you've heard, and they're like, we got to have Susan back on. So we'll definitely work to have Susan back on and on our call here in the next upcoming weeks. But just for you brand new people, we do have 10 ways you can get paid here. It's so exciting because you're going to hear from one of our brand new LCQ qualifiers here in just a few moments. But let me just tell you this, folks. We have the retail portion of our comp plan, and I got people calling me all the time. Mr. T, we're out of sprays. We need these sprays. We can't get them fast enough. We'll pay overnight. We'll pay express shipping. I've never experienced that in my 15-plus years in this industry. So, folks, we got a retail portion of this comp plan where we have people earning anywhere from $300 to $1,000 to $10,000 a month. with no experience in network marketing, just simply sharing these sprays, folks. There's fast start bonuses that you can earn by bringing people into the business. Team builder bonuses that you can earn down to infinity. As a matter of fact, our weekly team commissions, once your team continues to grow. And it's nothing like getting a phone call saying, Mr. T, I just had $300 show up in my bank account. I don't even know where it came from. Most of the time you're saying, hey, I was supposed to get paid. I need to call the company and get it fixed. But how many times, folks, do you get that call? And I'm telling you, I've received that call time and time again here. And that money is coming from our weekly team commissions. Once you get 4 and 2 combination of diamond packs. So 4 people on your left, 2 people on your right, or vice versa, company will pay you up to $150. So for every combination like that down to infinity, 150, 150, 150. And you can earn up to $5,000 per day, 7 days a week, to equal about $35,000 a week. And guess what, folks? That volume never flushes. So we got people who have volume. They got 10,000, they got 20,000 just waiting for them right there. That's another powerful point of our compensation plan. And that's why we have people who are earning millions right now with our sister division, which is a technology division, which doesn't have consumable products like we're experiencing over here. So you can just imagine what's getting ready to happen here with our 10 division. And next up, we have our residual component of our compensation plan. And nothing is better than getting that 5th check at the end of the month. And I tell you, it just comes out of nowhere. I'll never forget when I got it the first time. I'm like, wait a minute, where did that money come from? It was the residual portion of our comp plan. And folks, you could earn up to $150,000 with that portion of our comp plan. Then we have the car bonus, folks. We have the easiest car qualifying program in the country. I can't wait until we get to Vegas because we're going to have a record-breaking amount of people who qualify for the car, and I'm going to try to help all of you as much as possible. We have executive bonuses up to $25,000. Folks, just know this. You can flat out get paid with the compensation plan here at 10. Next up, I want to take it over to Louisville, Kentucky, to Miss Vicky Soto, one of our dynamic leaders down there, just plowing away. She's always sending me, Mr. T, I need you to talk to this big fish. I got another big fish on the hook, and just bringing them in. And the thing I appreciate about you, Vicky, is you're staying in recruitment mode. And, you know, sometimes leaders, they get into this phase where they recruit a bunch of people and they kind of want to relax and kind of go into management mode. You are always staying in recruitment mode. I mean, I get texts from you at all times of the day, of the night, and I appreciate them. Keep them coming because nothing is more exciting than working, you know, with leaders who want to keep this thing going. So, Vicki, come to the line. And again, congratulations on becoming car qualified here with 10. Why don't you come to the line, share some of your excitement and encouragement with the team?
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Yes, as Mr. T was telling you, my name is Vicky Soto. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I joined Team Effort International, the parent company of 10, back in May of 2010. And to give you a little background here, I was actually a car owner back in 2011, when they first started in Team Effort International giving out the cars. And it was really excited. It's called Beamer Benz Qualified, and it's the same type of compensation layout, exactly the same. And we would get the $600 bonus just from having 100 points on one team and 50 points on the other. So very similar. So you can imagine how excited I am to report that I just became car qualified again in the 10 division, the second division under Team Effort International. And you know what's really exciting about this is it makes it so possible for everybody else. So I'm so excited for the people who are listening for the first time, and I'm so excited for the team that's already in place. And I just want to say, you know, I'm thinking that this is going to be like the Roger Bannister effect. You know, once you break a track record, everybody's doing it, okay? So, I feel like, I busted through some kind of tape, it's like now we are all just going to just flood the gates, and I'm so excited because I see, the belief, and I've been getting texts all day because I was on the morning call this morning, and people have been sending me texts going, wow, that's awesome, I can't believe you did that, da-da-da, and I'm like, I am no superwoman. I am a regular, ordinary girl from Kentucky. All I can say is persistence. What an awesome program, easiest car program that I've ever seen. Awesome, awesome. But I just proved that if I can do it twice, everybody should be able to do it at least once, okay?
Indeed.
So I'm excited.
We can tell. We can definitely tell, Vicki. And we appreciate you sharing it with us. And you're right, Vicki. I mean, if you can do it twice, everybody can do it. And again, I want to applaud you for just staying in recruitment mode. I've been in this industry. I've seen it. And the way you're persistent. You keep going at it. You're being a leader and leading by example. And so I so appreciate that. Again, super, super congratulations. Looking forward to you getting your key in Vegas, and you're going to be bringing a few more of your people. I know you got some Detroit people and some Indiana people coming up there with you. Ohio. How could I forget Ohio?
Oh,
right?
My gosh. Blessed with leaders. Blessed. I mean, they are just awesome. This company is blessed with beautiful and wonderful leaders, and you can't ask for more than that, okay? Right.
And you're touching on something here, and I'm going to say this before I turn it over to the Brazzles, but Vicki, you and I had this conversation, and we're so appreciative. It's kind of like this is our company. The good guys are in charge, and we're family. We stick together. I applaud Mel and Amy for setting a solid foundation, folks, of good, solid, Super Bowl winning team players. It's so important because we've been a part of, organizations and companies where you've had people who didn't have the highest level of integrity or, nobody's perfect, don't get me wrong, but we really have a solid nucleus here, Vicki, and we talked about that the other day, and we're definitely going to keep it that way. So keep up the great work, Vicki. Keep holding it down out there in Louisville.
Thank you, dear. Back to you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Next up, folks, I'm going down to Houston, Texas, to my friends and family down there. They hit the ground running here with 10, and they are en route to also pick up their keys soon. And that's none other than Dr. Reginald and Dr. Rosie. And I call them the Razzle Dazzle Brazzles. They've built groups of over 10,000 people before, so appreciate what they're bringing to the table. Folks, why don't y'all just come to the line and share with us what's on your heart and help me close this call out.
Thank you, Mr. T. It's certainly a pleasure. I'm going to try to razzle, do a little dazzle while the dazzle is not here and try to make up for the dazzle. But can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can, sir.
All right. I'm just going to, it's something I just got to share with everybody on this call tonight. This is from one of my favorite coaches of all time in the NFL, and maybe some of you may recognize it, but I think it's very appropriate about the next 3 minutes. But I got to share this. Winning is not a sometime thing. It is an all-time thing. You don't win once in a while. You don't do things right once in a while. You do them right all the time. Winning is a habit. Unfortunately, so is losing. We just heard from Ms. Vicki Soto, and congratulations again. So this is a good, how appropriate. There's no room for second place. There's only one place in my game, and that's first place. I have finished second twice in my time at Green Bay. I don't even want to finish second again. There's a second place bowl game, but it's a game for losers, played by losers. It is and always have been an American zeal to be the first in anything we do, and to win, and to win, and to win. Every time a football player goes to play his trade, he's got to play from the ground up, from the soles of his feet right up to his head. Every inch of him has to play. Some guys play with their heads. That's okay. You've got to be smart to be number one in any business. But more importantly, you've got to play with your heart. With every fiber of your body. If you're lucky enough to find a guy with lots of head and a lot of heart, he's never going to come off the field second. Running a football team is no different than running any other kind of organization, an army, a political party, or a business. The principles are the same. The object is to win, to beat the other guy. If that sounds hard or cruel, I don't think it is. It is reality of life that men are competitive, and the most competitive games draw the most competitive men. That's why they are there, to compete, to know the rules and objectives when they get in the game. The object is to win fairly, squarely, by the rules, but to win. And in truth, I've never known a man worth his salt who in the long run, deep down in his heart, didn't appreciate the grind and discipline. There's something in good men that really yearns for discipline and a harsh reality of head-to-head combat. I don't say these things because I believe in the brute nature of man or that men must be brutalized to be combative. I believe in God and I believe in human decency. But I firmly believe that any man's finest hour, the greatest fulfillment of all that he holds dear, is that moment when he's worked his heart out in a good cause and lies exhausted on the field of battle victoriously. I say that because we can live victoriously in our health. What we've heard tonight, just ordinary, comments and testimonies of what this business is doing for people. So we can have that victorious life in our health as well as our wealth. And this was from Vince Lombardi, for those of you that may not be familiar with Vince Lombardi. And I always talk about, join 10 and we can win. It's just like joining the NBA. And I always say the NBA, not meaning the National Basketball Association, but never broke again. And then, last but least, with 10, we can move to the NFL, not the National Football League. But what I'm talking about is no financial limits. That's what this business can do, y'all. Let's get rid of this financial cancer that we have out here. Thank you, Mr. T.
Well, I was waiting to see what you said with the NFL, boy. No financial limit. Amazing. Appreciate all the knowledge you just dropped on us there, Dr. Reginald. Man, you said a lot of good things. And folks, just know that you can win with 10. I hope you took some notes tonight. My cell phone, I had to put it on silent because it was just going nuts with all the text messages from the positive feedback from this call. But if you're a brand new person, I want to encourage you to get back with the person that invited you to this call. $3.99 one time, get you started with our Diamond Pack. And then you can join the NBA, the Never Broke Again League, or the NFL, No Financial Limit League. And, I just got to say this, I tell you, I am constantly getting bombarded with company after company and, different leaders. They'll go from one company to another one. And then you hear about this company, they changed their comp plan. They ain't even been open 6 months. And oh my God, they had to change merchant accounts. And you hear all these different stories. And they look up and they're like, Mr. T, you still rocking? I'm not going, folks, this is where it's at. This is where you can win. We're already battle tested, like you said, Dr. Reginald. This company is a 12-year-old company, debt-free. I know some information that nobody knows on this line or anybody who's in 10. And I can tell you this much. If Mel and Amy could withstand and endure and deal with what they had to do and deal with in the past, I'm telling you, this company is headed for the stars. So I want to encourage you all. If you're not a member, join our team. If you're a member, let's pick it up. Let's tighten up our bootstraps. Let's tighten up our sneakers, and let's get the running. Let's get as many people car qualified as possible, and let's take this to the top. This was one amazing call. I encourage all of you to jump on the corporate call. We will not have a Show Me the Money call on Thursday. The corporate call will be at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so I just want to make sure everybody focuses on that call as well. Join our morning calls. If you're a member, definitely join our 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time calls with Pastor Denise and Pastor Dale. Very motivational calls. At any rate, thank you all. Be blessed. We'll see you all at the top. Let's get paid, folks. And this call is officially over.